Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing this morning? This is Todd. Reap what you sow. Guys, I got some big logs that we need to cut this morning. Look at this thing. I'll put a tape measure on it to show you. That log is 40 inches. It is massive. I got it cut down to 12 foot. The biggest one I run on this mill is a 44 inch. So I'm gonna be able to cut the 40. I've run the metal detector over it because it does come from by a house. It's an old tree, been there a long time. Them old trees like that, sometimes the nails are on the outside, sometimes they're all the way in the middle. We'll find out, see if we can get some lumber out of it. The 44 inch one, 16 foot long, had to help get the tractor to help pick it up, had to use the tractor to help roll it. Is all this LT40 wanted. But it should be able to handle the 12. We're gonna find out. They're heavy. We're gonna be cutting a bunch of 1x12s and some 2x out of it, so let's see what we can do. Well, these last few days, we've been baling hay. Guys, in Louisiana, it does not take long for your hay to dry. When it's close to 100 degrees and 108 degree heat index, whew, it's hot, y'all. I'm burning up. I've been on the tractor all day yesterday, and that old tractor that I'm running ain't got no air. It's hot out there, especially when you're baling hay. But we cut it one day, fluffed the whole thing. The next day I got Mark on the tractor. He stayed out there all day long, fluffing the field. You're looking about 8-hour day. We got through fluffing it the next morning, about 9, 10 o'clock. Once the dew come off, the hay was dry. We rolled it up, raked it all up. Had a friend of mine on a rake. About 12 o'clock yesterday, I started baling, and I come in late yesterday evening. It was probably 6, 7 o'clock, something like that. But we got it all done, got it all baled, got a first round of hay. Getting ready to put it up in the barn. We're gonna be on the sawmill today, so I'll go get the hay out of there before the rain comes. We had a guy out here, they're putting a fiber optic line down till we got internet out here, way out here in the woods. He said it usually takes them, they're from Utah, it takes them about 5 days. Hay's got to stay on the ground, not over here. When it's hot, the wind's blowing a little bit, the grass is not really thick, it'll dry. You can, in a couple days, it's ready to go. Usually the saying is 3 days. If you're on the ground 3 days, it'll be completely dry, but not here. It was dry, especially when you run that fluffer over it. I've seen them fluff it one day, come back and bale it the next day. I mean, it just don't take long. Right after you cut it, you can actually buff it a couple hours after you cut it. And then the next day you can bale. It's basically the same thing. So just depends on the weather, the humidity, the wind, and the heat. Let's see if I can get this log over here and get it all ready. I've been running the metal detector all over it, trying to find all the nails. Waiting on the guys to get here this morning. I had to get the tractor to hold it over because the clamp is just barely catching on the end. Whew, that's a big log, but it picked it up. Got it up there. I'll better check it again for metal and see what we can do with it. right. I'm at 35, 7/32, 36 is as high as I can go. Look at the top of the log, it's still got about 3 inches on the top. So it's a 40-inch log. But that's as high as I can go, and I'm leaving me a little bit of room so I can come up and get away from it to come back. I also have the big end of the log facing me so I don't get hung up in the log. I'm gonna run that metal detector on this thing after every cut. That little metal detector I got don't go about 1 inch deep in that log. So you gotta check it after every one of them. I gotta let Mark get it off right there. I can't go no higher with it. Just that little bit. I'm going to explain to Mark what we got to do to get this thing to turn. Guys, I'm going to try to hold this camera right here where you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to roll that log, and it's a sequence that you got to do. Because your turner hangs up. You got to come up a little bit, and then catch it and come back down. And you just got to keep working that log around. Sorry, I had the camera off of it. I'm trying to do it with one hand and I can't do it. I'm going to shine it back on the log. That's what I'm working on. That's the camera right there. You can actually see what's going on. Now, if you notice on top of that log, I got to take that part off because I'm maxed out. That's all I can do. Hopefully I can get by it right there. Make that cut right there and roll it again. I never thought I'd like to wide as much as I do, but on a regular mill, you're not going to be able to cut a saw log this size. You don't have your throat cut and your width. Be a many perfect boards come out of this baby. If we don't hit too many nails. All right, now I'm down to about 33 inches on this cut. Getting him run that metal detector after every pass on this big log. He said we're good. Make a cut, check for nails. Make a cut and check for nails.
It wasn't Charlie, was it? Oh, we got a beep. Let's check it out real good. This cut here, I'm squaring it back up. And notice that top, once I get into it, you should be able to see it. See how it's unsquare? I'm squaring the log back up. When we get the other end, I got to change the blade too. It's starting to put waves in it.